In one of the lessons in this chapter, we made Rocket Man take off. Now, we did a combination of blending options on the rocket and using a SWF or a flash file. But blending is kind of more than that. Let me show you something real quick. Let's say we want to take this flower, and we are in the exercise file called blending.ai. The only thing in it is that flower. Let's say I want to make a bunch of them around something more circular. So we could try this. We select it. Come over to your rotate tool. Now, if you don't see the rotate tool, you probably have the reflect tool selected. Go to rotate. Come down to about there. Hold the Alt key down. You see that little minus sign come up to the right of the plus, meaning you've got the Alt key held down, and click. Now that does two very important things. Number one, it sets the rotation, kind of like that's the sun, and this is the Earth revolving around it, which is important. And the other thing, it opens up your options. So I want, say, 4 of these things. I need a number that divides into 360 by 4, which would be 90 degrees. Let's go ahead and put in 90. And let's check it out. And that's what we want. Go ahead and click copy. Now, before you do anything else, press Control D, Control D. And so we've got our 4, or we could have 8, or we could have 10. But the one limitation to doing it this way is that we're putting everything on a circle. And when we did the animation with the blend mode of the rocket ship, it was on a straight line. But I want to do something other than a circle and other than a straight line, and Blend will do that for you. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and undo and get back to our original. Let's go back and move this guy over to the left somewhere. Hold on the Alt key, make a copy, and put it over here on the right somewhere. Doesn't matter where. Just go ahead and stick it somewhere. Select both of them. Go up to the word object on the pull-down menu and go down to Blend and select Make. And so we've got this. Now, if you want to change that in any way, we can go Object and go into Blend and select Blend Options. So we have specified steps at 6. And actually, that's fine. We'll leave that alone. But you could change it to 8, 10, 12, whatever you want. Click OK. We want this on something other than a straight line. So pick up your pen tool right there. Come over here and click and drag. And maybe something like that. Come over here again and click and drag. Maybe something like that. Now, back to the selection tool. Select both of these guys. Just kind of take a cut right through them. It'll select both. Up to the word object. Down to the word blend, but select replace spine. Now, you also have a reverse spine and a reverse front to back. We have the same object, so it wouldn't make much difference there. We have put them on that line. Now, there's a couple of other things to remember here you can have some fun with. For example, they're all the same flower, and that's what they're supposed to be, because that's what blend does if you got the same thing at the beginning and the end. But with your selection tool, come over here and double-click on the one on the end. Now, that puts you into isolation mode. And click on it until you see the box come around it. And watch what happens if I do something like make it bigger. Well, they slowly get bigger or smaller. Well, you get the idea. Once you've got it established what you want to do, you can start having some fun. Now, let me undo, undo, undo. Let's stop there. Let's get rid of this guy right here. I want these things on an oval. So I'm going to pick up my ellipse tool and come over somewhere and make yourself a big old ellipse, something like that. Same procedure. Pick up your selection tool, come over here and grab both of them, and it doesn't matter what the fill or the stroke of the oval is. Don't worry about that. Up to the word object and down to the word blend and replace spine again. And, well, I don't know, I guess that's kind of neat. But, Andy, they didn't kind of complete themselves here. There's a gap. So does that mean I have to figure out how many on that oval would make it look natural? Or, do I just guess at it? Or what am I supposed to do here? Well, this is a closed shape. Closed shapes don't allow for that spacing. Did you notice that when I did the one line, there was a flower at the beginning and end of the line? This is a very easy trick, but it can help you out if you're kind of frustrated over that how do I balance them out thing. Come over and pick up your scissors tool. Now, your scissors is underneath the eraser. We're going to come over here. I'm going to click, and it doesn't matter where you click. I'm going to click right here. You've opened the path by cutting it. Now, in reality, it doesn't really look that way because you've just made one cut and you haven't moved anything. But there is right here a cut. When the computer, when Blend sees a cut like that, what it does is it begins to balance them out. And if you remember when we did our one single curve line, there was a flower at the beginning and the end of the line. So if you're looking to balance things out a little bit better, all you really have to do is cut the line. Well, there you go. We've gone from Rocket Man taking off to putting things using Blend on a path or even a closed shape and then opening the shape to get that balance that we need. On to the next.